I've been thinking about making this video for a couple days now. I started playing RuneScape again after years and years of completely having forgotten about the game. And it all started because I was just on YouTube. I was working, trying to figure out what, just something to listen to while I was working, and I came across this old school RuneScape music, and it really brought me back, and I just kind of got thinking, you know what, I played this game so much as a kid. I actually started playing it in 2006. I was about 9 years old. I was in the 4th grade, and I had a friend who, he had an older brother, and his older brother is the reason that we got into the game. And back then, it's like my family had a single desktop computer with a tiny little square screen. It was in our office, and I didn't have a lot of access or time available to me on that computer. So, you know, on the weekends, I would get together with friends. A lot of times at their houses, get onto the computer, and we would kind of take turns playing our characters. For a time, we would even kind of share a character. So I would log in, and my friends would log into the same account, different days, and it's just a lot of fun. And eventually, over the years, my interests changed. I grew up, and I kind of forgot about the game completely. You get into other games like Xbox. I got into the Xbox, and I completely forgot about RuneScape. And back in 2020, when it was COVID and there was nothing to do, I came across a post that said that they had kind of released Old School RuneScape. Now that had happened prior to that, but it was when I became aware of the game. And there's nothing to do, so I was like, you know what, I created a character, and I decided to do an Iron Man run, and played it for a couple weeks. It was a lot of fun, but I eventually was able to get back home and started going to work, and again, I kind of forgot about it. But the reason I wanted to make this video is the nostalgia of playing this game has just helped me connect with a part of myself that I thought I'd lost. I'm a writer, primarily of fantasy fiction, and back in the day, the thing that made me want to create was RuneScape. I remember dreaming of, oh, maybe I'll develop a game, or maybe I'll write a story. And I loved the world. I loved the goblins and, everything that you got to do. And I wanted to see, by playing this again, if I could sort of rekindle that innate creativity and bring sort of that sense of wonder I had as a kid back into my work. So, the reason I decided to play a game again that's more than 20 years old is, I wanted to connect with the part of me that would play this game for hours. I mean, I would spend so much time just chopping trees, leveling up my woodcutting skills, and it's kind of a very simple game loop and almost a grind, but as a kid, it just kind of felt like I'd gone into this world and I was on this adventure. And when I was a kid, I used to make castles with Legos and have the figures fight each other, and go out into the yard with a stick, pretend I was Aragorn, and fighting orcs and monsters, and just doing a whole bunch of things. And as I've grown older, I realized a lot of the things that I do for entertainment, I just don't engage with quite the same way. I have access to so many more games than I ever did as a kid. Adult money means I can buy more things, but the amount of time I have to engage with them is so much more limited, and I just don't find myself as engaged. And back to being creative, I've always wanted to write books ever since I was a kid, and I would draw and I would create maps and I would, think about all of these adventures and these amazing battles. And now as an adult, I still do a lot of that, but there's a certain level of fear. And this isn't something that I think is unique to me. There's plenty of videos that I've seen of other artists that talk about overcoming their fear or the resistance that tries to keep them from creating. And I want to get to that place where I feel more freedom without the self-imposed restraints that kind of hold me back, and this worry that the things that I have to do have to be perfect. I think it comes down to is like as I was growing up and learning how to work, it was taught to me, it's like do the job right the first time, and part of me feels like if I have to redo something, I didn't do a good enough job. But the interesting thing about the creative process and the writing process is there is quite a bit of revision required, and you don't get things right at the beginning, and sometimes that can be frustrating, more frustrating than I realized. And while I enjoy that, part of me just, it can be hard to sit down and to draw or to write because, I want it to be perfect that first time. And it's almost a daily struggle to overcome that. And so, one of the things that I wanted to do is kind of connect with that younger version of myself that wasn't so concerned about the end product, about how it's going to turn out, but just really engaged with the creativity of the moment. Will playing RuneScape after all this time help me with this? I mean, perhaps not completely, but even in the last few days, I can just kind of pull up my stats. I haven't been playing this game for that long, just a couple of days now, maybe two hours, 20 minutes here and there. But it kind of gave me an insight into my past, because I'm looking at this game through a new lens. Like, it's very different. I am still a casual gamer. Like, I'm not approaching this where it's like I'm gonna try to max level, every stat and try to, complete every quest. What I really want to do is I just want to rebeat all the free-to-play quests. When I started when I was 9, my critical thinking skills, reasoning, information retention skills were kind of limited. And, I'd have maybe 10, 15 minutes of playing a night, a couple times a week. So I remember having a lot of difficulty with some of the quests, remembering, what I needed to do, getting a lot of help from my friends. And I ended up buying a book at the book fair when I was, I think I had to be 10. That was the RuneScape official handbook. And it gave some tips on the quests and information about leveling your skills in combat. And, that's when I kind of figured out, oh, this is actually how you're supposed to play the game. So, when I was younger, it was a lot of me just kind of learning how to play games and, just having a lot of fun doing that. And, now that I'm embarking on a new journey, I have quite a bit more experience playing more complex open world or MMOs. So, I think the time and how I will invest it playing all of the free-to-play quests, I'm thinking I'll probably put 100 hours into the game. Just to really engage again with all of the skills and explore the world and just kind of have fun and reconnect, as I said before, with that, younger version of myself that was so obsessed with this game. And I think, 100 hours or so is a reasonable amount of time and effort to sort of do everything that I want to do. And who knows, maybe I'll blow through a lot of the free-to-play stuff, and I'll want to venture into the membership realm and do things that I never quite did. I'm definitely open to that, but what I really just kind of want to do is engage with a lot of the same things that I used to love, as a kid. And my hope is that by taking on this challenge, RuneScape will allow me to, I don't know how to put this. It's like it'll help me re-engage, be more creative, and kind of let go of some of the fears and restraints that I'm putting on myself. And I just want to become a better writer and a better artist. And watching the documentary about the guys that founded Jagex and built the game, and how it was a hobby, kind of passion project, and that's how a lot of my books and my art feels. And what happened for them, and this game exploded, and tons of people playing it. I'm just like, it was just that passion and that creativity of a few people that were just really interested in a project. And that really connected with me as well. Like, I'd never dove into how RuneScape even became a thing. And so watching the documentary that Jagex released a number of years ago, I think for their 15th anniversary, so that was quite a few years ago now, but just really want to connect with that part of myself again. So just thought I'd record this video, get my thoughts out there, and just document the beginning of the journey. I'm really looking forward to seeing where things go, and I'm gonna do a follow-up at the very end and just kind of release my feelings on how I thought it went. And if any of you are interested in following my work, you can definitely visit my website, join my newsletter, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. And I appreciate you watching this video this long. And if you're also someone who's creative, best of luck on your creative endeavors. I want you to go out and be great, and hopefully you'll tag along and stay tuned to my own journey. Thanks for watching.